bad example. How's it going? Good? Good. 17, my robot.
Yeah.
So I work alone. Is that why you were farting around and couldn't make it down here on time? Okay, this is gonna work fine.
No, it's because your BFF Rock took too long. JK.
No, we already climaxed.
I'm back, baby.
Woo! Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Billy West.
Thank you.
And secretly meet Dan underneath here. I hope that's okay. I thought it would come appropriately dressed for this interview.
How's the fentanyl around here? Any good? No?
Welcome to Long Island, sir.
Nothing here? Where's the sin? Where's the sin? I haven't seen one.
All right. Is everybody here for the Billy West ready to chat?
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate for us to start with Futurama, if that's all right with you, sir.
Yes?
I gotta know, and I heard, because some fans told me to ask you. I heard you originally went in to audition for Bender, so I have to wonder, what was your Bender?
He was on the list of things that I was supposed to audition for a long time ago. And it was from Matt Groening, only Matt, you know, I mean, Jesus. He's the most creative, brilliant people I've heard of, and ever, you know, I heard of him way before I worked with him. And I went in and I auditioned for Zoidberg and the Professor. And then they showed me a picture of Bender, and I was like, I made him sound like, you know, like a construction worker. Just with a big voice and all right. Yeah. Do those legs go all the way up?
I like your Bender. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
He's
but-
nice and gruff.
Yeah, but Johnny nailed it.
Can't beat it.
And he has a different way of describing it than I do. I said he sounds like a fighter that took too many hits to the head. I cried. You know.
He's pretty iconic. I love it. I have to ask, is Fry the character that you have left the most of you behind in as an actor, voice actor, of all the parts you've done? Is it the one closest to you, or what is the character that's closest to Billy's heart?
Well, I didn't know I was going to audition for Philip K. Fry. And they showed me a picture of him. And, you know, they sprung it on me. They said, what do you think about this? And I said, oh, Jesus. And so I had to pull something out of my rear end at the last second. And I had to think long and hard before I opened my mouth because it was Matt Groening. And,
Was he there?
Yes, they were all there. All writers, producers, and no pressure. And so I said, you know, I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to try and sound like I sounded when I was 25 years old, which was all whiny and nasally and complaining. You know, and I was in a band. Oh shit, I broke a string. Now what am I going to do? You know, and I really did sound like that. And I was a project for a girl. I was a real project. You know, a girl would be interested in me, and then she started wanting to fix my hair and get me to get new clothes, and you know, and it kind of worked out perfect because you know he's all over the place and he's needy, but his heart's in the right place, and that's why I think he works so well with Leela because she's so strong and decisive, you know, and it's a good dynamic.
So is it unintentional everything? You were just doing yourself.
Yes.
And it grew out of just authenticity.
Yes. And I thought it was the most bland, plain vanilla voice that I ever did, and people were going, no, that's perfect. I can't even ever imagine anybody else doing it. Well, lucky me. Lucky me.
So if Fly is you as a teenager, as a 20-something,
Yeah.
is Doug you as a teenager?
The way he thinks was the way I was when I was a teenager, because I was I was born in the 1950s. That's when I grew up.
Whoa, like Disneyland.
Yeah, I'm 74. And so I hope I go quietly in my sleep tonight.
Don't say that.
Really, you saw me in Happy and Count the Rings if you really want to know how it went. So, I don't know, I was like a freak when I was growing up.
What a freak in what way?
Just doing noises and voices and, and it was annoying to everybody. There was no word for autism back then. There was no word for spectrum, nothing. No OCD, ADHD.
Do you feel like you were on the spectrum as a child?
I am.
You are. You are.
I am. I think most people here are too.
Sure.
And I need a better
Me too.
class of people that
Me too.
way.
Right.
Seriously, there's never an incident at these shows, ever. I've been doing them since there was,
Oh my gosh.
there was three conventions when I started. New York, Atlanta, and San Diego. Maybe Chicago, but that's it. And, I never saw a drunken Wonder Woman or a belligerent Batman. I never saw that. You know what is so great? These people on Spectrum, everybody's an empath. Empath, and which I am. And there's no misogyny and there's no toxic masculinity. There's a narcissist within 50 miles of this place. What a friggin' world this would be if that's the way things were. Oh my God. Oh,
So thanks to you guys.
what a beautiful world it would be. Yeah. So,
Do you credit being on the spectrum and having that neurodivergent sort of brain as allowing you to tap into all of these characters so easily?
well, I never understood that it was a condition. I knew that I was odd and different. And that there seemed to be no place for me, but I also grew up under siege. My dad was a psychotic, drunk, inhumane, and I was the whipping boy. And so I had a love beat out of me, when I was a kid. And so my mom was very courageous. She took me and my two brothers. And I grew up in Detroit, and she just grabbed us out of school. We went to Boston. Otherwise we'd all be killed. Seriously. I had a gun when I was 7 years old. Easy does it.
Oh, goodness. Nice. That sounds rough. So,
Well, everything was about hunting in Detroit. And my father was not a hunter. It was just an excuse for him to shoot things and kill things and the usual.
rough guy.
No, he was a pussy.
So you got out and got to Boston.
Yeah.
I don't detect a little Boston accent in you. Did you pick it up? Did you play around with the weird dialect out there?
No, I didn't. I just had Midwesterner ingrained in me. My middle brother had a Boston accent, and my youngest brother used to sound more like me. He never really had a Boston accent.
Amazing. I don't pick up it in Fry. You do such a nice New York sort of you hide your Midwestern nicely, I have to say.
I don't know. We were very close to Canada, eh?
Plus you're half French.
Yeah, we're Canada's Mexico, by the way.
I never thought about that.
I got news for everybody.
I always thought Canada was our hat. America's hat,
Yeah.
So I asked Rob earlier, as you're roaming the streets, what do people shout at you the most when they see you? What is the thing that they want from you the most?
Nobody, I don't know how anybody knows what I look like.
You got a TikTok and Instagram now. You've been out there. People know you now.
No, the things I hear in LA is duck.
And do you go in now and record, or are you like Rob and you're recording mostly at home by yourself in the studio?
I do both. I do commercials at home, but that all started during the pandemic because we couldn't go to a studio.
Sure.
And so for a while I had to record all the stuff out of the home. And then we started gradually going back to the studio. I'd rather be in the studio with my friends and my coworkers that I love so much and hold in the highest esteem, believe me. I love them all. And I like going in and sitting and we're all, and every time the show dies and comes back after X amount of years, it's like we never left. It's like they were sitting in the same chairs in the same studio, and it's the same people. So I feel very fortunate.
I always grew up thinking that you were standing alone in a booth recording all of your lines. How often are you in a group recording for cartoons?
Mostly always.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did Ren and Stimpy in a booth by myself.
Ah.
Yeah.
Happy, joy. Will you shut up? You're bull! Yes, I said, yeah.
When did you start working in a group? After Ren and Stimpy, what was the first big group recording that you can remember doing? So you were like, this is how you record.
Well, before Ren and Stimpy, in 1988, I did a cartoon for ABC called Beanie and Cecil, and it was a redo of a cartoon from the 60s, and it lasted about 6 episodes because John Cristofalusi was producing it. And, he goes 6 episodes and then blows his own foot off somehow. And so...
None of us know who that is, but I'm sure he's a real crazy guy.
The word is dissolute.
So that was your first big group recording?
Yeah, that show. And, and then Ren and Stimpy came along afterwards. But in between, I was still living in Boston in 1988. And then in 1990, I moved to New York City, here. And, I miss the city and I miss all the people that I knew. But New York was really good to me because I was working in radio then. And I was on the Howard Stern show for years, like 5 years. What's Billy talking about, Robin?
Was that?
There's a rumor that I'm replacing him. That's a good rumor.
Woo! I'd love to hear some Billy.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Boom.
We can make it happen. Fans can make it happen.
I'll make it happen.
So when did you get into the Doug life? How did you go from Howard Stern to Doug?
I auditioned for it while I was working there.
Really?
So I was doing the devil's work over there, and then I would go and do this sweet little cartoon. They're 30 years older now, so they should do an adult version instead of
I would
the...
love it. I would absolutely.
Teacher, hi. Today, I blew up the courthouse.
Oh, no! Not Doug! Not Doug!
You see him in
Here's
court.
Colonel, today I invested my 401k.
You see him in court with his handcuffs on, Judge Roger Klotz.
Order in the court. Oh, look who it is. It's Funny, you loser. I knew I was going to see you in here one day, Funny. Oh, Funny, you're going to jail. Oh, you're going to be somebody's bitch in jail, Funny.
Wait, are you saying that in your headcanon, Roger becomes good and Doug becomes bad?
That's right.
Oh, man.
And every night, your cellmate is going to go, oomba, oomba, oomba. Oh, you're going to love it.
You're too much.
I just
too
wrote-
much.
I just wrote his channel.
What about Pork Chop? Where is he?
Where?
He's probably.
Well, they only live about 12
Yeah,
years.
that was wrong to be that. I knew you were Pork Chop.
And he died, for me, in my opinion, he died after Nickelodeon was done. Because I didn't do the Disney dub.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, they...
You know, they turned into some kind of bizarre horror live show in the parks. Are you familiar with, like, face paint? They painted everyone blue and orange and green, and Pork Chop was like a gymnast in a onesie.
There's already Blue Man Group.
Yeah, well, they were doing that. They made a skeeter. It was a blue skeeter. It was
Well,
white.
he was always blue.
Well, yeah, but they painted it.
He had
blue top
depression.
to the bottom. Oh, is that why he was blue?
Yeah, because everybody's blue when they're depressed.
Yeah, oh, okay, I got it. Are all the Blue Men Group depressed then?
Yeah.
Oh, man, they gotta play the drums harder. I love that. I love Doug. I absolutely love Doug, and I think it like definitely influenced a lot of like my joy, and like the way I interact with my friends.
Well, I was more like him than any other character. When I was 11, I actually, my whole childhood, I spent fantasizing and visualizing things because nothing made sense to me. I couldn't get my mind around anything. I hated school. The thought of going to school used to make me physically ill. And but luckily, they used to show the Three Stooges in the morning before I went to school. And I went to school with a head full of that crap. And I paid no attention in school. So in other words, everything that I was doing back then, I wound up to do for a living. So I might as well have never gone to school.
PSA for no school. Become a voice actor.
Yes.
Listen to all the voices in your head and then tell them to everyone.
Yeah, we're saving a seat for you.
I do love how Doug was always like, you know, he lived in that escapism world, and that the show was his like, his life from his perspective, which is so unique for a show.
Well, he was, I mean, there's a lot of kids like that, like when you're 11 years old. You're just figuring out stuff, you know, and you still have to live at home, and you have all this discipline. You gotta do homework, and you gotta be responsible in your family. But I used to sit in school and just like daydream. There was a girl I had a crush on, and I used to do the same thing. I used to have that cloud over my head with us in the park, you know, in a swing. And, yeah, so innocent.
Now, when you're doing a character like that, and you're young, you're doing Doug, you're young in your career, are you aware of your own sort of like artistic journey as a creator? Are you leaving yourself behind in Doug, or are you just like showing up and throwing the lines down? And like, are there characters that you've developed that are like, you know, you specifically have given yourself two parts of, or has that grown as you've learned to do this?
A little bit. I mean, you're bringing your ability to do those things. So the reason you have that ability is because at some point you discovered what your superpowers are. Every person on the spectrum is going to discover one day what their superpowers are. And look out, you know.
And your superpower? Voices.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or is it voices, or is it characters? Do you feel like you really have the character inside your head?
It's both.
It's both? Okay.
And it starts there. It starts here. Somebody say, how do you remember all those voices? And I just remember the musicality of the characters.
Oh, is there a certain like tone and key?
Yes, like Yogi Bear. If you couldn't hear what he was saying, like words, you'd know from the melody of them, like you know.
You fooled them again, boo.
I do like how you approach it musically. I never would have considered it that way.
Well, I was a musician too. I started playing guitar when I was 15, and you know, to this day.
Have you played any music in any of the shows that you voiced?
Yeah, on Futurama, I did a song called "Shut Up and Love Me."
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude. That's awesome. You got some of your art in there.
Well, I was lucky. Let's see. I played music, but I never really did anything substantial until I got to play with my idol, who was Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys.
What was that like?
He was my idol, and I was on stage with him. We played on David Letterman, and I was in shock. It was so surreal. The guy that wrote Good Vibrations and God Only Knows.
Oh man.
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, it was like I had to pull it together.
What did you get to do on Letterman with him? Did you play one of his songs?
Play the song, yeah.
Nice.
One of his, yeah. He wrote about 400 songs.
I love a ton of songs. He's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that you had some music in Futurama, because Futurama is so musical. Did you have any influence? Do you ever like? I know that a lot of people often say, well, why didn't Fry do this, or why didn't you
let me know about Monday.
And you guys are very removed
see you.
from the writer's room in a lot of ways, right? Until you're like in the booth and then you start writing with your own improv, right? Or how does it work?
No, your job is to honor
What they write.
those words, because Matt works with those writers, and
Yeah.
they are all the most incredible writers that I've ever worked with. You know, I mean, there's a whole form of humor that was developed by these guys and women, and I just felt honored to be able to perform it. But every now and then they'll go, "We got what we needed, but do you have any ideas? Like if you want to throw something in?" And occasionally you do have an idea, and they might use it. It might make it funnier, but most of the time it just winds up, you know, in the air on the floor. Yeah.
Are there any good examples of your ideas that made it to the edit, that made it to the cut?
Yeah, one time we had a table read, and it was a big oval table, and there was the producers and the writers, and you know, the people who were the stars in the show. You know, and I'm looking across at everybody, and they put our name cards in front of us so everybody knew who everybody was. I don't know why they did that. And I picked up mine and I went, "Billy West, what kind of a fake, phony, made-up name is that?" And the writers were sitting right there, and they wrote it into the show.
That's incredible.
Yeah, true.
Futurama just keeps coming back. The fans are just truly obsessed with it.
Yes, and I get a chance to thank you personally for bringing it back every time. It's a zombie, but it keeps coming back to life. Thank you personally from me, and we all thank you.
As the story, what is it that is the driving force that brings fans to demand its return? Like, what do we love so much about Futurama? Always looking for it.
I think they like the dynamic that the characters have with each other, and they got to know them so well that, see, when I did these, I didn't want to do very cartoony voices. I wanted them to sound like they were people you could know in real life. You know what I mean? Like you could
Absolutely.
ride in a cab.
Not a character, but a human.
Ride on a bus with them and to have a conversation. And Matt Groening said that. He said, The Simpsons is a cartoon, but he said Futurama to him is real. And I kind of know what he was saying, because that's the way I played it.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. When you lived in New York, when you moved here, you collect people that you witness on the bus, and on the subway, and in the taxi? Are
Yeah.
you collecting these humans and storing their uniqueness in their brains?
Yeah, that comes from childhood. That came from being on the spectrum. I was awkward and I wasn't sure how to display emotions. And you know, and I used to look at people and go, "Oh, that's how you cry. Oh, that's how you laugh." You know, I mean, I had to study. I was like a little alien.
Sure.
To learn how to be a human being. And,
Oh, wow, interesting. So you actually learned individual emotions by a lot of the ways that, like, we express them.
yes, and watching television programs, because that's where I retreated. To get away from my dad, you know. I mean, all my friends lived in a little box in the living room, and it was black and white, and there were 3 channels, and it went off the air at 11 o'clock at night every night.
Not anymore.
No.
The novelty of TV turning off at 11.
And there's still nothing on it. No, I think TV is probably better now than it ever was, thanks to streaming.
Sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The volume of things is just fine.
Yeah, but there's a lot of quality.
Truly, like,
I have a lot to catch up on because I don't watch television. I haven't watched television since the 80s.
what were you watching back in the 80s? What were your go-to shows?
Magnum PI. I never saw Dallas. I never saw Dynasty. What else? I didn't watch Taxi. I didn't know anything. Well, because I was an alcoholic and a drug addict, so I think I sold my television. You want to see it? It's up my nose.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a Mercedes Benz, if you look closely. Picasso paintings. Yeah. No, I mean, I had a lot of troubles, you know, and all my childhood junk manifested in itself. And, you know, I almost died a few times. I should just say that I have a book coming out next, you know, like in 2026. And nobody wants to hear about how great your life is going. So I wrote all the truth about everything, and they want to know where the hell you came from.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's not all candy canes and flowers. So keep an eye out for the book.
Yeah.
Do you have a title yet? Or do you not know? You should know.
It's called Voice of Versa.
Nice. I can't wait to read it.
It's on Abrams Books, and they have a presence at the Comic Cons. Abrams, sells books, sci-fi, all different writers. They put out the Art of Futurama, which is a big hardcover book, and it's got all the artwork in it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, the fans, the joy, the weirdness, the uniqueness, the humanity of Futurama is what brings us back. What is your favorite part of Futurama? Like, you have to be a fan of the show, working on it for so long, with your friends doing all their crazy voices,
Yes.
all their crazy characters. What makes you laugh in the show that we like to watch you start?
The writing makes me laugh all the time. And in the very beginning, it was so funny that sometimes we couldn't stop laughing. And we had to slap ourselves to straighten out. Especially John DiMaggio.
Oh, man.
He used to laugh so hard that they had to send him to the corner and he had to put couch pillows over him.
It's truly a riot. And now you're telling me they recorded the Futurama in groups. You're all there together.
Yeah.
Recording these things.
Yes.
Playing off of one another. I absolutely love that. It's so
Right.
great. Take me through some of the. Do you have any weird voices on Futurama that you've done that I wouldn't? Are you doing any little weird characters?
Well, in 1961, there was a televised debate for president, and this was the first televised presidential debate, and it was between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. And Kennedy looked like a game show host, he was like, he was good looking, and then Nixon looked like a sweat hog. And he was like, his hair was matted and his beard was coming in. And, he looked like a mess. And I said to my Mom, he really looks like he's going to turn into a werewolf. So that's how I imagined him. Like, I want to be president of the United States because that's why I did that. The writer said, why do you go Aru? And I said, you don't like it? And they said, no, we love it. We just don't know why you do it. And I told them. And to this day, in the Nixon library, on a continuous loop is all the Futurama, Nixon stuff I did on Futurama.
Wow.
In his library. And that bastard drafted me in 1970. So I won.
Now you're part of his legacy.
Aru!
Will you afford me just 1 minute to take this thing off? I'm getting a little sweaty now.
Yeah.
Will you tell us where Professor Farnsworth came from? Since Nixon's a werewolf, what bizarre thing is Professor Farnsworth?
Well, they told me he was 147 years old. And I figured that's really old. He must fart dust. And I was shaking when I did his voice because I can imagine being 147. I'm almost there. But it's so weird. It's like he was a combination of all these wizards and mad scientists and sorcerers. And
He's truly unbelievably ancient, the way you do this voice.
yeah, well,
I cannot believe it.
who needs courage when you have a gun?
He is so old, he's so wild. I absolutely adore it. Let me pull up my notes here now that I'm outside of this wild costume. Now I have to ask,
Yes.
what goes on inside the mind of a red M&M?
There's a lot of chocolate in there.
There's a ton of chocolate.
Makes it hard to think.
How did you become the red M&M? Because I'm absolutely fascinated by that.
When they first brought those commercials back, they did them in the 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were black and white and they were cartoons, they were animated. And then they started bringing them back. And it was John Goodman and what's his name? I can't think of his name. The Fire on Saturday Night Live. John Lovitz. Yeah, it was John Lovitz and John Goodman.
Originally voicing the two M&Ms.
Yes, and I guess they priced themselves out of the market. And so they were auditioning people, and I went like 5 times to read. And I wound up, yeah, I just wound up doing kind of like a smart-assy, have you ever eaten me? No, basically me. And but the yellow M&M is J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson. I couldn't believe it.
J. Jonah Jameson, how about he won an Oscar for the movie Whiplash? And then 3 days later, he's in the studio with me doing M&M's commercials.
That's wild. I love that.
He's a true journeyman.
He truly is.
Yeah, there's nothing that's beneath him that's not worth doing. He does insurance.
He does it all.
Notre Dame Cathedral Fire. Seen it? Covered it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. The M&M, who did the original black and white ones? Do you know?
I don't know.
They weren't known voices back in the day.
The peanut M&M had a southern accent.
Oh, did he? Of course, he's a peanut.
Yeah, he's a peanut. He's probably from Virginia.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And the red M&M's, he's just a sassy, angry New Yorker.
I can't remember what he sounded like.
Oh,
back then.
Yeah.
I just remember what the yellow M&M sounded like.
It wasn't original. It wasn't memorable.
No.
Now, you've done the red M&M, which I love, but you're also the Honey Nut Cheerio.
Well, I was.
You were? They got rid of you?
Oh, yeah, there's like been 3 different people, I think, since then.
Stop eating Honey Nut Cheerios, guys. Until they
When I did it, it was like,
Honey Nut Cheerios, it's irresistible.
I used to shake my throat.
I remember listening to that as a child on TV.
And nobody cares what you do with your hand in a dark booth, so.
Right. Smacking your throat around, right? Now, while I love that, I have to ask, do you remember the original Star Wars character made for Pepsi to promote the prequels?
Yes.
Marfalump?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I didn't think
You remember Marfalump?
I didn't think anybody even knew what that was.
He's so iconic. What a weirdo. What an absolute weirdo.
Really?
Yeah.
I forget. I mean,
2 big eyes.
yeah.
It's like a CGI. He was just four arms, I think,
They were British people that made the commercial, and the woman was directing me, over the what do you call it? Back then it was like broadband.
Sure, yeah.
Broadband.
Ancient Zoom.
Yes, ancient Zoom. And so every time I did something, and I'd be like, and then I would hear, Billy, when somebody goes, Billy,
Nothing good stuff.
yeah, how much did you hate it? And I'd start again, and then I'd hear, Billy, could you, oh, it went on for hours.
Hours and hours and hours.
Billy,
How long is one recording session for a 30-second commercial? Or are you recording the entire campaign in one go?
No, I don't know how many commercials of that there were, probably one.
Sure, yeah, just like a one-off.
And that took probably 4 hours or so.
When you are, someone was waving behind me, I got distracted. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Don't you dare wave while we're talking. Are there any secret food mascots that you are that I don't know of? Because I was looking. And I know you've done some commercials for like Lipton Brisk IT, but you're doing characters in those commercials. And I'm just fascinated by any secret food that you are that I don't know.
I did a McNugget once.
You were a McNugget?
Yeah, when I still lived in New York.
Those little claymation guys.
Yeah, McNugget. No, not McNugget. McBonus. It was $1. It was a coupon or something.
You are a novelty coupon character for
Yes,
McDonald's.
I know. Full-grown man.
I have to ask, are there characters that you've done voice banks for like where they have you say a bunch of kids' names? Like, are you ever doing that as a voice actor? Because I work with a lot of puppeteers.
Yes.
And so, Elmo and Big Bird, when they go in like once every couple of years and record 1,000 names
Yeah.
for like those like greeting cards and stuff. You don't do anything like that? What?
I don't know. I think AI
Well, it's definitely going to
will
replace
put
it.
me out of a job. You know?
Right, yeah, absolutely.
It's a good time to retire. AI is going to F up everything.
Well, AI can replace you here, so, right?
Yeah, no, why? Forget it. When people want to see something for real, AI. No, AI has no place.
No place to lie.
There's no live performance with AI.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, not an AI robot.
Yeah, me too.
Or your head in a jar with your consciousness uploaded into an AI, right? I absolutely love it. I want to go back to Doug if I can, because the neighbors, the Dinks in Doug, I think fully informed the generation. Are you aware of that? Because millennials are now the Dinks. No one's having children.
Double income, no kids.
No kids.
Well, that's what Dink
Right, absolutely.
stood for.
Are you aware that you have like subconsciously planted that in the minds of millennials everywhere?
I wasn't conscious of it while I was doing it because I kept my mind on being consistent and performance and always trying to make it sound interesting.
Sure.
So that's mainly what I was thinking about.
Keeping it consistent is an interesting question. Because character voices do evolve over time.
Oh, they do, always.
How do you navigate that as you're coming back to the character who's a perpetual 11-year-old, right? Like, is his voice evolving when Fry's stuck as a perpetual 20-something?
I try to keep it the way we would do it originally, but it takes twists and turns, and sometimes you start doing it a little bit different because it's evolving. But I just let that happen. I don't, somebody's like, I'm never watching again. Bully West doesn't even sound like Bully West anymore. Okay, fine.
Well, you're an actor, which I guess is the thing to consider. So there's a human behind that voice who's changing himself, who's evolving himself.
But I don't care about that.
Of course not, of course not. Well, these people care because they're here to see you, right? Okay, I'm sorry.
I read a tweet one time. It's like, it's so like sad to hear Billy West struggling to sound like a 25-year-old. Okay, thank you.
Well, I think that a lot of people have to, because the alternative is not having you do the voice anymore.
That's right.
Someone else come in that's going to sound like a young Fry,
Yeah.
and they're not going to bring what that character's been built in your head, because you've experienced all the things the character has by going through all those arcs and all those ranks and all those things.
Yeah, win, lose, good, bad, or indifferent. We're sitting here because of all the things you did or didn't do. And we wouldn't be here if anything was different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to honor. So what is your favorite episode?
You have to honor physics.
You have to, which Futurama's great at, by the way. The science of that show.
The real science.
Absolutely blows my mind. Some real Discovery Channel science. Right?
Well, they have real scientists and mathematicians.
Yeah, a bunch of like degrees, right? Like Harvard degrees on
Yeah,
that.
not just the writers, but they bring in experts that can explain to them how a parabox could exist.
Right, I see. So you're actually considering that while the writers.
Yeah.
So what of all the stuff you worked on with Futurama, Doug, are there any episodes that stick with you? Are there any episodes that, you remember yourself?
My favorite Futurama one was The Devil's Hands.
Truly a fantastic.
Yeah, because we got to sing like an opera. And I loved it. And Ken Keeler wrote the melody. And I think he might have written some of the words or all of them, I can't remember. But that was so much fun. And Katie is a real singer. Katie is a professional singer. She was one of the Harlettes. She worked with Bette Midler.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah. 1,000,000 years ago, turn left.
I love that. It's such The Devil's Hand's such a good one because of the musicality and the music of all the. Futurama's very musical.
And the holophoner was in it.
Truly a cool instrument. Did they mess around with that? Did you ever what? Did you get to like mess around with an instrument while you were in the studio?
No.
Talking or playing?
No, it's all theater of the mind.
All theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Rob was telling us he likes to work with like a bagel or something. He's got to be eating during
well.
a character eats. Do you work with a prop ever? Do you have a...
I've done that. I've had to fill my mouth full of something or other.
You will. You won't like stuff.
I won't tell you what.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Now, of all the stuff you worked on, because I'm a big theme park fan.
Yeah.
Have you made it your way to the theme park at all?
No, I tried to start that rumor all the time, like Universal was going to have a ride.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Futurama ride.
or Disneyland now, because Disney
Owns it all, right?
is Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a really cool ride.
It would be truly amazing. I would love a Futurama ride. I would love a Doug ride, quite honestly, since Disney's got like, they'd have to bring you back. So don't watch Doug. Don't watch Disney Doug until they bring Billy back.
Do whatever you want. I can't tell you what to do.
Well,
I'm not an authoritarian, despite the trend.
Despite the trend, we had some fans ask some questions, if I may.
Okay.
That I pass along with you. They asked the same question I did about Denver. How do you like that? Please hold.
If you wish to press 8, press 12 now.
All right, here we go. Is there anything that you'd like to see Futurama tackle in the future? Because I'd like to, go after some fun, interesting sci-fi things. And
You know what? Futurama, I think that they deal with parody every now and then, because all the other shows do it. Like there isn't anything that Family Guy has not covered.
truly,
I mean, he left no stone unturned. Everything is flashback. In fact, remember the time, we remember the time, and there was that other time, and I couldn't remember that time.
Yeah.
And the other one, Simpsons, they covered everything. So it's a little bit of a challenge, for the writers to come up with
Something new.
Something new.
Hasn't been touched.
Yeah.
Something hasn't been explored.
Yeah.
Other question here. We just want to hear about your time working on Space Jam and some Looney Tunes projects. What's your Looney Tunes like? What's it like replacing and stepping into the shoes of giants?
Frightening. No, it was frightening. It was very daunting. I auditioned for Adam Reitman, and he was the producer. And I read some of the script and all that, and I got the job. And I was in the studio doing it. And again, it was surreal. I couldn't believe it that I was doing what Mel Blanc did. And it was just the attitude and the voice.
Ain't I a little stinker?
It's so good.
And I get to work with Michael Jordan too, Doc. The closest thing to a religious figure that we have.
Were you on set when he was blue screening, shutting the lines at him?
No, I met him though after the movie was over. They had a party, and I met him, and he reached over 6 people and he just shook my hand.
He's quite a tall gentleman, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Truly. Now I have to ask about Ren and Stimpy.
That's
Why Ren and Stimpy fans?
Yeah!
It's incredible. I'm a huge Ren and Stimpy fan. What do you think it was about that show that was just so unhinged that we just haven't tapped back into in terms of cartoons?
it was well, in a way, it was a throwback to the way cartoons were, like in the 50s, like Hanna-Barbera and stuff. And plus it broke a lot of barriers. There was a lot of screaming and yelling. I was always screaming and yelling. I'd blow my voice out every other day. And I don't care.
How would you take care of your voice while doing it? Literally screaming regularly.
I didn't know what to do.
You just knew in the business, right?
No, I mean, I just learned how to scream
Just learned how to scream.
and keep coming back to life. Yeah.
What is the secret to screaming? What is the thing that you learned?
I
Just
don't-
persistence, just keep going.
I don't want anybody to try it at home. It's very cathartic.
Is it? I imagine.
Yeah, like when I was in traffic.
Is there a Ren and Stimpy screen? What do you stream in traffic at people in character booths these days?
No, you know what? I never do any of that stuff. I live like a Boy Scout.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we go to bed at 8 o'clock at night.
Could you give us a Ren and Stimpy screen? Do you still have it in?
Now it's gonna talk. Thanks.
A good way to end, right? A good way to scream out the finale. It's truly a pleasure having you sit up with us and allow me to press this button to be a lunatic up here with you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out.
My pleasure.